your question, if I am asked your question, then I answer, of course you cannot make that you are grasped. That would be a contradiction in terms. If you are grasped, you are grasped. The only thing one can do is to keep open one's questioning, to keep open one's desire for a meaning of life, to be a serious doubter. A doubter, but a serious one, not a cynical one. And I believe that it's very important that we make this distinction. I believe that cynical doubt is a very dangerous thing, because it makes out of cynicism a new religion, a new ultimate. I know cynical students of this kind. But if the doubt and the question for the meaning of life is serious and without an answer, that's perhaps the best condition for being grasped, because the answer comes to those who are not on the highest level, but on the lowest level, if the one condition is fulfilled, that the lowest level is serious and is not simply indifference. I tell you, in all my life, what I ever hated was not atheism or doubt or anything like this, not even cynicism, but indifference. Indifference, having a good time, and this is all what life means, is for me the worst sin against the spirit.
Well, there's some sense in which you are saying here that doubt is something positive in human life, and perhaps you're even saying that doubt is a part of faith and necessary to faith. Generally, in the American scene, we don't think this way. Are you actually insisting that doubt has its positive value and is to be desired?
Yes, now I would say that there are two kinds of doubt. The one is the scientific doubt. Now everybody would say scientific doubt is the presupposition of every scientific work. That's obvious. You must doubt about your results to the last moment, and even if you accepted them, you must know they may be changed in a short time even, or in a late time, but they will be changed. Then there is what I call existential doubt, the doubt which concerns our whole existence, the doubt about the meaning of life. And here I would say, in every act of faith, there is an element of doubt which is conquered, but which is not removed. Conquering something does not mean removing it. It means taking it into. And so I like to say, faith embraces itself and the doubt about itself. Faith is the more embracing reality, but a faith without doubt would either be subjection to a strange authority, or it would be scientific evidence. And in matters of the meaning of our life, we cannot have the one or the other. We can have authority, but we cannot have evidence. But if we have authority, then we suppress some doubt. And therefore I have made the observation that those religious attitudes in which doubt is repressed are those which become fanatical. You must be aware that your faith has in itself an element of risk, a daring element, which may be mistaken. But if you are so secure in your faith, then you cannot stand that anybody comes and doubts about it from outside. And then you turn against him. You get angry because you don't feel safe yourself about it. You have repressed something. And that which you have repressed works now in terms of making you fanatical. And therefore I say, faith embraces itself, and the doubt of itself.
We have been visiting with Dr. Paul J. Tillich, distinguished philosopher and theologian, and member of the faculty, Harvard Divinity School, Harvard University, and his guests, Dr. Gordon E. Jackson and Dr. Robert C. Johnson, both of the faculty of the Pittsburgh Theological Seminary. In part 4 of this series, Dr. Tillich will discuss philosophy and art. This program was produced in the studios of station WQED in Pittsburgh.
And from the minds of those who enter in, this gift is given, and this, our heritage. This is National Education Television. To open doors to richness in our lives, we each may choose the best of what has gone before, the best of that which lives today, to fashion us a team. And from the minds of those who enter in, this gift is given us, ours still to give and yet to keep. A gift of value great with life itself. And this, our heritage.
In this series of heritage programs, we are privileged to meet Dr. Paul J. Tillich, author, lecturer, theologian, philosopher, and member of the faculty, Harvard Divinity School, Harvard University. In this 4th program, Dr. Tillich and his guests discuss philosophy and art. Dr. Tillich is joined by Dr. Robert C. Johnson, professor of systematic theology, Pittsburgh Theological Seminary, and Mr. Walter E. Wiest, associate professor of philosophy of religion and Christian ethics, Pittsburgh Theological Seminary.
Dr. Tillich, you are one of the few writers in the American culture, writing from the point of view of religion or theology, who have dealt seriously with the problem of doubt and attempted to deal with it in some kind of positive or constructive way. There are many parents who have a genuine problem here because they've been led to believe that the phenomenon of doubt in their children is a bad thing. The church sometimes has dealt with it as a bad thing. I wonder if you could give us some guidance on how to deal with doubt in young people and children.
Now, first of all, I am very glad that you refer to children, because there the problem, I think, is most acute and direct. My own experience has led me to the following, let's call it a scheme of 3 steps with respect to the religious education of children. The first is that you give them some of the most impressive and powerful symbols of the religious tradition. I speak now of all religions and denominations. Because if you don't do this, then the earliest impressions of children are prone to be something which is not the ultimate. But in the symbols, although the children understand them only in a very limited way, something ultimate is implied. When we speak of Christ or the Holy Virgin or God and his actions or the creation or the fall or all these great religious symbols which appear in Christianity, then the children don't understand them, but they have some kind of receptivity for them which has influence on their whole life. Then a second period comes, and this is the critical period when out of the surroundings or out of their own thinking, the doubt about the validity of these symbols arises. This is a necessary period. Without it, no human being ever would become a fully developed, mature personality. There must be in the development of children